All right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And before we jump into this chart analysis, I do want to share with you guys today's home runs. We had a phenomenal start to the day, especially through the volatility of the market. Even when the market is red and portfolios are looking red, I consistently am looking for opportunities to make a 5 to 10% opportunity on a regular day, 10 to 20% on a great day, and 20% plus are home runs. We hit 3 home runs today and 1 great opportunity. So if this is something that interests you and you want to become part of the community of Invest for Tomorrow over at the Discord, you're more than welcome to. The link is down below in the description, and I'm going to share with you guys the stocks we watched today, and we look forward to having you join us. You can become part of it too. So here we are with the 4 ticker symbols I mentioned. This was our least performing BMRA, giving us 10 to 15% quick on the morning. It kind of consolidated and took off. NTEC, this one gave us 20% plus. PHUN, 20% plus. And CERC, 20% plus. You could see when I mentioned them, and if you look at the charts, you will see it for yourselves. So this is PHUN, and I talked about it at 133 as it was pulling back. I was looking for that weakness to find a bottom. No one knows the bottom, but you can always look for it. Then some strength. And then right at the bell, it hit a low of 132 and took off to a high of 156, guys. 20% plus within minutes. Now, the other one that performed pretty impressive right off the bat, and it was actually flying pretty fast, was CERC. And here we are with it pulling back. It was consolidating pretty nicely, pulled back to a low here of 276 and took off to a high of 327, guys. 20% plus opportunity as well. And these are opportunities that I get in, I get out, I look for my 5 to 10%, 10 to 20%, and if it goes beyond 20%, it's a home run, guys. And that's where we try to nail those as much as possible. If that's something that interests you, you're more than welcome to join us. Let's jump into this chart, and the link to the Discord is down below in the description. Stay tuned. So here we are with SOS Limited, SOS Stock. And SOS Stock broke through the supports that we were looking for, right? Even the supports from the past, all the way to a new low here in this bearish trajectory and then bounce back. But this isn't the only stock that did this. So many of the growth sector stocks, or tech or innovative or hype stocks, if you want to call them, are actually running today, which is pretty interesting. I found it very interesting as the S&P 500 index is dumping. So it almost makes me feel like we're either in a transition from growth stocks, actually not growth stocks, but S&P 500 stocks and value stocks and cyclical stocks, transitioning back to growth stocks and tech again. Or this could be a bull trap, as they call it, making these stocks look like everything's okay, making them run up, making people catch them at these levels, and then pulling them back down. We're going to have to see if these momentums can hold themselves up. So it's going to be important to look at this very, very closely, guys. The lowest point reached was down here at 291, so keep that in mind. But let's narrow this down to some important numbers here that I see on the chart. So the 50-day moving average is 365. Anything below it is bearish. Anything above it is bullish. So keep that in mind. Pay close attention to that because we are in tug-of-war zone. Now, our resistance is the highest point of the day, and that's 369. But that's not the only point we want the bulls to break through. We want them to break through 378 and all the way back up here to 398. So keep those numbers in mind to the upside. Now, our support. These are going to be broken into 2 sections because I want you guys to watch this and dissect this chart as much as possible. So here we have 356. Watch that closely. If it gets broken through, we have to see if the bears are starting to dominate or if the bulls are trying to reappear. But if it gets broken through, your next support that I would use here informally, this is optional, 337 between that low here of 291. So up here at 337, I'd watch how the stock is doing within these areas and if the bulls are trying to reappear and pull it back up, or are the bears tearing this one down fairly fast. So do keep that in mind and pay close attention to how things are reacting within these levels in these areas. Now we're going to jump into the stock you want to add to your watch list, especially in these market conditions, because right now a lot of stocks are being beat down, but the opportunities are presenting themselves before us, and this is the time to watch them, but you have to do your due diligence on these stocks. Stay tuned on in. Ticker symbol I have for us today is one that I've talked about over at the Patreon for the last 2 weeks, and the opportunity is now more than ever because it got destroyed from yesterday to today because earnings was coming up, and now it's picking back up, guys. Now, it doesn't guarantee it will continue to go higher, but this is a stock to go ahead and start watching if you don't have it already, and it's a growth stock, so it has a little bit of vulnerability to the pullbacks of the S&P and the overall market. But in the long term, it may be one of those that will reward investors that were patient, did their due diligence, and understand what they were doing. So if you want to gain full access to the stocks I mentioned over at the Patreon, the link is down below. It'll gain you access to the Discord and even my stock market and emotional intelligence series, where you get to know more about the stock market, especially if you're learning or beginning. And I talk about charts and the overall market to equip you to become a better investor, to take your portfolio to newer levels, guys. We maximize profits and minimize losses. That's what we focus on every single day. So the ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list, if you don't have it already, is PSFE, guys. PaySafe, okay? This is a SPAC merger, but the opportunities are there in this sector, guys. This is a pretty small company compared to its competitors. I'm not saying it could be a Square. I'm not saying it's going to be a PayPal. I'm not saying it's going to be any of those. But the potential in this sector for this space with PaySafe, it's going to get its piece of the pie, and I'm sure the opportunity is there. I mean, look at that. It hit its all-time low after the SPAC merger and pulled back here to a low here of 1076, okay? And I told everyone this weekend over at the Patreon to start watching it, and now we're up already almost $1 and some change. When I tell you guys over at the Patreon to watch something, it's because the opportunities are coming, and we're trying to catch them at the best opportunity possible, guys. I look at these stocks like a hawk, and I strike for the opportunity. Now, I personally swing traded this, and I will at some point start to build a position in it if I start seeing strength or consolidation and try it out again, right? That's what I like to do once I see and understand what's going on. But at the end of the day, this is a long-term opportunity. It is a SPAC merger, so you want to keep that in mind. SPACs could be a little bit speculative, but in the sector and what PaySafe does, I could see this actually becoming a bigger company and also reflecting in its share price, right? Because when companies grow, it's only 8.6 billion right now. If it grows just 2x, 3x of that, it will reflect in its share price, either 2x or 3x of that, or maybe, 1.5x, like instead of, just going up a whole entire 2x, 0.5, something like that. So it's pretty interesting. Basically, this can go anywhere from where it's at right now all the way up to $16, $17, $18, or it can go all the way up to the 20s or 30s, right? But we have to see how the company grows and how they do moving forward. But today's earnings was not quite the best, right? It wasn't anything special. Okay, so that's something I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of. And right now, they're not profitable, but over time, they have a chance to get their piece of the pie. So do your due diligence, do your research, check out more information on them. PaySafe is the one you want to have on your watch list moving forward for consolidation, weakness, or momentum to the upside. Stay tuned for more videos, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.